Welcome to Resistance Pilates, calm 10 minutes intermediate level, starting with a butterfly. With this move, remember to breathe in as you rise with the arms. Taking a breath in here, expanding the chest, palms facing forwards, then coming down. So it's almost like a butterfly stroke in the pool. And as we pull the arms down, we're breathing out. Look up with those hands with your head so you can extend the neck at the same time and get some neck movement. Bring the arms gently down. People tend to rush these moves, certainly coming down. The idea is to keep it slow and controlled with time under tension, which actually strengthens your musculotendinous junctions and helps those recover from injuries, providing it's not too acute. If the exercise is too painful, of course, back off and don't do them. So you can see the slow rise, breathing in, sinking down with the knees at the same time, with the fingers and hands totally relaxed as you recover. We're doing about 8 reps with each of these moves in one position. If we're changing from side to side, it's normally about 4 on each side. Just follow the moves as best as you can, and if you've got too much pain, just back off and get some help from your healthcare professional to advise you. This next move is called Smooth the Waters, and this is where we're just coming up, arms to the horizontal, and then we're just palm downwards, spreading them out to the side, coming back down, raising the arms to chest height, palms flat as if you're smoothing a surface in front of you, and then coming down the arms by your side. Reaching up, rising, breathing in again, don't forget. Arms out to the side, shoulder blades back. This is a great one for the shoulders, great one for the back, because actually we're controlling the scapula at the back there, which will put the setting correct if we just move the shoulder blades back and reduce any shoulder pain that you might have in it as a chronic condition. Breathing in as we rise, and slowly out to the sides and breathing out. Great way here to start the class off. It's relatively straightforward and a nice calm exercise to get you going. And now we're just winding down with this move before we come to the next move, which is called the mermaid. And what we're doing here is we're bringing the palms together as if you're in a prayer position above your head, and then spreading the arms apart, palms facing downwards, coming down to our waist. Palms together, coming up above our head, and then breaking them apart, coming down, palms facing downwards. If you've got shoulder pain, make sure those shoulders are back, because your shoulders are internally rotated coming down, and point your hand slightly further forward if you've got too much shoulder pain doing this, rather than straight downwards. This is also good for the latissimus dorsi, which can be a bit tight as you come up, so some of you may struggle to get the hands as high as your head, keeping them together. Because if your latissimus dorsi are tight, you may struggle to do this, but don't worry about that. Coming down with the palms to your waist, breathing out as you come down. The breathing, as I say, and I always repeat this, is so important with resistance Pilates. It just controls your movement, the flow, and improves the stress levels whilst you're exercising. So this is the last repetition of the mermaid. Breathing out as we come down. And now we're going to move on to the back rainbow, which is going to involve a step lunge and the opposite leg is extended behind you with that same arm on that side reaching in front of you and rotating backwards behind you. Following the arm with your head, palm facing downwards, and then rotating round to the side as you come back down, rocking back on that leading leg on the heel. This can be quite hard for those of you who have chronic shoulder problems, and you might not get the arm as close to your ear as you'd like, so go slightly wider apart with the arm, not so much into the vertical plane. Then we're switching over to the other leg, and we're repeating the movement but with the other arm here. Following that arm with your head and neck, because with this we're actually rotating the neck and we're getting more thoracic rotation in there as well as we rock backwards. So this is a really good exercise for shoulder, thorax, quads as you're on that leading leg. Don't let that leg drift into the midline and keep it slow as you come down. Hard exercise for some, that. Ski poles. Now this is a balancing exercise. This is quite hard for some people, where we're actually going to be coming over onto the leading leg, both arms, clenched fist coming over in front of you at about 30 degrees forward inclination. It looks harder than it really is, but because you've got the bands, funnily enough, it's easier doing it with the bands because you've got points of contact between the feet and the hands than without the bands. But even so, it is challenging. Great for balance and great for quads control on that leading leg. Also good for glutes with that back leg as it extends. You're using glutes to lift that leg off the ground. And we're using shoulders and chest to obviously raise the arms up. Ankles are working hard as well for those of you who've got ankle injuries. Brilliant exercise, but quite hard, quite advanced. Once you get used to it, it gets easier. So the next move after that rather difficult one is called the high march, and actually this is quite difficult as well. So what we're doing is we're coming into a high march position with the knee raised to about 90 degrees if you can, and the opposite arm taking the tension up on that leg that's on the ground. So you can see the leg that's taking the weight has the arm extended on the same side, and the opposite knee is coming up and the hip to 90 degrees flexion. Now some of you with hip pain may struggle to do this, so again, if you're just lifting your foot slightly off the floor, that's fine. Don't worry about getting it all the way up. And this will definitely challenge your balance. It'll work your glutes, it'll work your ankle, your shoulders, your abs, your back. Quite a challenging exercise again. Just do what you can with this, and the more you do, the better it'll get. This next move is called push the waves, a nice one to go to after those difficult ones. Coming forward with the hands onto the leading leg, rocking back on that heel, and you're just pushing the arms forward, palms downwards, and just rocking back on that heel. It's similar to over the drum, but your palms are flat this time rather than pointing inwards. Breathing in as you come up here, and then breathing out as you come down with the hands. Rock back on that heel, it gives you a bit of momentum, a bit of rhythm. And again, there's a little bit of balance going on here, but certainly not as much as the other last two moves. Nice way to relax after those challenging moves. Breathing in and breathing out. Keep it slow, do not rush, keep it at this pace. So the final move to wind down with is called the alpha, a lovely move where we're coming up, both hands facing downwards, top of the head, and then bringing them down to your waist. Bring them up just above the head, fingertips touching, and then slowly coming down, bending the knees as we come down. Then we repeat, breathing in as we come up, Palms coming down, breathing out, sinking the knees. Expand the chest, nice and slow with these movements. Again, you can close your eyes at the end if you want to, just to help you wind down from this exercise class. Coming down with the hands slowly, sinking the knees. And just a couple more repetitions of this. Slowly down. Up we come. Fingertips touching, coming down for that last move to end the class. Well done.